in my old shop, I had an exhaust fan, a whole house fan in the ceiling, and I loved it. First thing in the morning in the summertime, I would turn that on, open windows, it'd pull all the cool air in from the outside. If I was doing anything that was stinky, I could turn that fan on and it would pull all the air out of my shop. I don't have that here, so I made this. This is my shop-made exhaust fan. So here's what I've got going. 3 box fans right off the shelf from a big box store. They're 20-inch box fans. What I did is I built a plywood frame, and the plywood frame is divided into squares that receive each fan. So it's kind of like a bookshelf with really big spacing between the shelves. Now, if you're going to do this in your shop, your mileage may vary. You're going to have to adapt this to whatever your setup is. I've got a 3-foot wide door out here. So because I had 20-inch box fans, the plywood frame was only a little over 20 inches wide. To cover the difference, I added hardboard to the front, masonite. What that does is it acts as a flange then that goes up against my doorway. Obviously the whole thing's on casters, so when I do this, like that, it closes, it kind of portholes up against my door opening and seals it up in there. And then of course it's on casters so that when I'm not using it, I can do just the opposite, get out there, close the door, take care of it. To turn everything on, I used a multi-strip because I'm way too lazy, to turn 3 fans on individually. I'll talk about that. That's something I would do differently. I put a multi-strip on it. All 3 fans are plugged into that multi-strip. So outbound, I only need 1 plug instead of 3. When I want to turn it on and off, I flick 1 switch, not 3. Now, if I did this differently, that tippiness is the only thing I don't like about this. Because it mostly just lives here up against the doorway, it's not an issue for me. But if for some reason I was compelled to move this around the shop, it needs something so that it's not so forward heavy, so it doesn't tip forward so much. But for me, the typical application is it's in the opening, and what I do is I turn this on and then I open doors or windows on the other side of the shop and it moves air across. And then at the end of the day when I'm done with it, all I really do is pivot it back like this. That corner is staying against the door frame, so the tippiness, it really isn't an issue for me. Overall works great. I just leave them on high speed all the time and have never, so far, had a reason to feel like I need to slow them down. So this thing has worked great for me. Maybe it'll work great for you. Take advantage of a service door opening in your shop like I have here in order to get air moving through, keep you cool, and help exhaust out fumes and dust and other stuff.